in a very strong containment vessel. It's a sealed steel inner container, and then that is inside an outer container, which is sort of more like a building. In case something goes wrong with the first line of defense, you can hopefully still keep the radiation inside, or alternatively, you can keep whatever's outside from coming in. This is the Fort Calhoun nuclear power plant in Nebraska, not quite 20 miles north of Omaha, Nebraska, along the banks of the Missouri River. Due to the laws of gravity and hydrodynamics and a very, very wet spring, the Missouri River is now trying to get into Fort Calhoun. When we talked about this story last week, the Fort Calhoun nuclear power plant was fighting off this record flooding from the Missouri River with the help of 8-foot inflatable walls called aquadams. These walls are inflatable. They are filled with water, which Fort Calhoun has plenty of. But over the weekend, workers moving sand on the dry side of the aquadams, on the inside, they brushed up against one of them. That's the way Fort Calhoun spokesman explained it to the local paper. The workers brushed up against an aquadam with some of the heavy equipment they were using, and they punctured the aquadam, and it collapsed. That allowed water from the flooded Missouri River to reach the building that houses the nuclear plant's turbines, where the electricity is generated, as well as its transformers, where electricity feeds into the plant to power the cooling pumps that keep nuclear power plants humming along instead of melting down. So the reassuring, if also slightly worrying news last week, that the aquadams were holding back the water, that the plant was still an island, that was true last week, and then that changed on Sunday at around 1 in the morning local time. But the word from officials at the Fort Calhoun nuclear power plant on the banks of the Missouri River is still the same. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Those aquadams, they say, were not key to the plant's safety. The plant was not required to have them. They were extra, which, as it turns out, was a good thing, since the Omaha World-Herald reports that when water from the Missouri River got past them after they were punctured, it then got through the next level of defense, which was a cement barrier around the main electrical transformer. 2 feet of the Missouri River broke through those defenses to the transformer building. So the Fort Calhoun plant disconnected from the electrical grid, disconnected from the power grid, and they used backup diesel power to cool the plant while they pumped out the water and fixed the leaky barriers. The plant spokesman telling the Omaha World-Herald, disconnecting from the power grid, quote, gave us time to ascertain that all was fine. All was fine. All is fine. Nobody freaking out here. This is not Fort Calhoun's first time to go off the grid. It's not even the first time this calendar month. On June 7th, before the flooding, a small fire in an electrical closet knocked out power to the cooling system that prevents the spent fuel rods from overheating and melting down.